Not at the time in the class, we were just going to take one quarterback, and we had as you mentioned, had a kid that jumped on it first. I think we only had two offers out there, and had a kid jump on it first, and so we stayed. We informed Caleb and his family like we would anybody else we were recruiting at the time that of our situation, and they stayed in touch a little bit with Coach Beamer as it went through, as that was his part of his recruiting area. But I kind of stayed out of it. Just loyalty to the guys in the class, especially the position where you're taking one, has been something that we've always tried to be. We tried to be upfront and honest with all parties, those that did commit to us and those that didn't. And and then obviously when we lost that commitment, Caleb was a very, very obvious choice to go back to. And then honestly, that time kind of played out, and throughout that time, getting a chance to, see some of Caleb's improvement. We thought already thought he was a really good player. We wouldn't have offered him, but thought he had made a pretty big jump as far as just kind of growing, performing. Like I said, obviously happy with the way it worked out. And yeah, they came up and visited right before COVID shut the world down, and it was a good fit for both sides. Yeah, John, it's been our rule. I'm not typically one to pull something in the middle of in the middle of the season. I mean, I'm always open to looking at new things, and if there's something I think that could help players or help our program, I certainly wouldn't avoid taking a look at it. But I've just never been one to want to change, much right in the middle of it. So we'll see how it evolves. I mean, if I at some point see that it'll be beneficial for our team or just makes a lot of sense to do it, I'll look at it. But right now I think we're going to stick with where our policy is. And honestly, that's again, it's not a power thing. It's not an ego thing. It's these guys are. It comes from two areas. One, these guys are young. We're building them up. We're teaching them, and then also I think a little bit of. I think we've always had in our program, and that you got to earn those. There's a lot of guys roll through here. There's been a lot of really good freshman players roll through here. Our program is. There's a lot of things kind of built on earning the trust, earning the respect. And the opportunity to do things like that. So we'll see how it evolves, but right now we're pretty comfortable with where we're at.
Bob, just for instance, used to have a policy, no reason to roll freshmen out until they've actually done something.
Right.
Is that something you're considering as well?
It's possible. I'm just going to let it evolve, but I mean, it's. I wouldn't take anything off the table. Like I said, I don't have a. Again, my only comes from, what I think is best for the team and for the individual. And if I ever get to a point with him or anybody else where I feel like there would be a benefit, then I would have no problem doing it. But I can't just do it just because people want to talk to them, And I understand that everybody does. I understand that's their jobs too. But the first description under my job is do the best thing I can for the team and for the individuals within it. Yeah, sure. No, I think honestly, I think he's a lot like what you see on game day. He's a very unique kid. He's got kind of different interests. He's got a very unique but fun personality. He does a good job relating to different people. Whereas like sometimes you bring a guy in your program and you could tell he's really maybe comfortable around like maybe people from a similar background or from a similar part of the country as he is, but the others you can tell he's kind of trying to figure that out. Caleb's kind of he kind of gets along with everybody, can talk to anybody. He can have a conversation with my 5-year-old. He can have a conversation with anybody on our team. He can have a conversation with an adult and interact and be very personable. So he's got a unique ability to connect with different kinds of people. He's a football guy. I mean, he really is into it, puts a lot of time into it. It's very, very driven. But also can laugh, can joke, can have some fun, and doesn't. he takes it serious. He's got a for a young guy, pretty good balance of some young guys you get in here and they're so tense and they almost take it too serious and they can't relax any, that you got to relax them. And then the flip side, and probably more often, you get a guy in there that doesn't know how to be businesslike when it's time to be businesslike. And he's got a pretty good feel for a young guy of he can be pretty serious and pretty into it, but also it doesn't tense him up. And there's certainly a relaxed side of him too. So yeah, hopefully that gives you some insight. He's a neat kid. He really is. Got a cool personality and a good way about him.
Lincoln, you forgot the most interesting thing about Caleb is those nails.
Yeah, I didn't know how to explain them, so I figured I'd stay in a realm that I understand. So I've gotten to know the kid pretty well, but yeah, no, that's some of the quirks about his personality, I guess you'd say. He's got some fashion quirks and obviously some funky fingernail paintings. But hey, everybody's got their thing, right?
Safe to say you didn't have anything to do with that.
Nah, maybe I'll get him to put some mule shoe emblems or something like that on him next.
I don't know if they know anything about that.
Nah, I'll have to educate him. Yeah.
For more information, you can visit tulsaworld.com.